Hello everyone, my name is Durdam. I'm back with another very interesting video. बट आज वीडियो शुरू करने से पहले एक क्वेश्चन था मेरा. आप लोगों को पता है कि वर्ल्ड का सबसे अनफेथफुल जो कि है फूड प्रोडक्ट कौन सा होता है? मतलब ऐसा फूड प्रोडक्ट जिसका कोई दीन ईमान ही नहीं है. तो मेरे हिसाब से वो है दूध. दूध ऐसा फूड प्रोडक्ट है ना, जब तक आप उसको उबालने के लिए खड़े रहोगे ना, वो उबलेगा ही नहीं. और जैसे ही आप 2 सेकेंड के लिए वहाँ से गए, वो पूरा उबल के बाहर निकल के सारा काम खराब कर देगा और आपको 1 से आधा घंटा आराम से उसको साफ सफाई करने में लग जाएगा. सो जस्ट जोक्स अपार्ट. सो आज की वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करेंगे बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स. ये एक स्टूडेंट है जिनसे अभी रिसेंटली उन्होंने मेरे को कांटेक्ट किया, तो उनके साथ बातचीत हुई, उनके डाउट्स वगैरह क्लियर किए जितना हो सके. तो आज का जो मेन टॉपिक्स है वो है आइडियल टाइम फ्रेम क्या होना चाहिए एप्लीकेशंस के लिए, पीएचडी एप्लीकेशंस के लिए जो कि मास्टर्स कर रहे हैं अभी कैंडिडेट्स. और पीएचडी पोजीशंस आप कहाँ ढूंढ सकते हैं, कौन कौन से ऐसे वेबसाइट्स हैं, पोर्टल्स हैं. कुछ नए वेबसाइट्स मैंने इस वीडियो में बताए हैं. प्लस जो प्रोफेसर्स को ईमेल कैसे करते हैं, वो एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट मैंने कवर किया है इसमें. और आइडियल लेआउट क्या होना चाहिए आपके सीवी का, सीवी यानी कि करिकुलम विटे का. और एप्लीकेशन स्ट्रैटेजी क्या होनी चाहिए. देखिए, जब भी आप अप्लाई करते हैं ना, बिना एप्लीकेशन स्ट्रैटेजी के अप्लाई करने का कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है. एक एप्लीकेशन स्ट्रैटेजी होनी चाहिए आपके पास. तो वो डिस्कस किया है मैंने इस वीडियो में. और इसी के साथ ही पब्लिकेशंस, अगर आपके पास कोई पेपर है कि नहीं, उसका कितना इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा आपके एप्लीकेशन पे. तो ये भी एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट और रिक्वेस्टेड पॉइंट था. काफ़ी स्टूडेंट्स लोगों ने भी पूछा है कमेंट सेक्शन में. सो आई होप आपको ये वीडियो इंटरेस्टिंग लगेगी. सो लेट्स बिगिन.
First of all, actually, thank you. You are actually doing a good amount of work with regards to the fact that you're trying to pass on as much information as you can at your end. I have been actually watching your videos. I was not expecting that I actually get a chance to interact like this. But fortunate enough, you have actually given us a chance. So not me, I guess you have given this an opportunity to most of the students who have actually reached out to you. So thanks for that. And
I mean,
how was
the
before you
main,
start? How was the week? Was it good?
it was good. And
Great.
so basically these consultations and like online conversations I do usually with students, because in email I there is very limited amount that I can communicate to you, and maybe you would not understand everything, because
Mhm.
these PhD applications or masters applications or even bachelor applications, there's a lot of documentation involved in this,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of things that are not there available on the internet, but it's only those people would know who have actually been through this process. And those things, I mean, I try to share on through my videos as much as possible, but I feel like the students benefit more through these one-to-one interactions. And
Yeah.
over the weekends I'm generally have some spare time, so I conduct these. I just talk to students. It's I also get to learn from you guys a lot, so to say, what
Yeah.
you're doing. And
Yeah, it's a two-way. It's a two-way journey. But it's actually good to know that people are actually trying to pass on the information, be it the way around. It's kind of a two-way journey.
yeah
If I just start with the basic introduction, which is a brief of what I have done in my undergrads. So I have actually done I did my undergrads from JP Institute of Information Technology. So my undergrads is actually based on electronics and communication as my major. And then from there, actually right after my undergrads, I got an opportunity to work with Xilinx. Xilinx is an FPGA-based company. So I worked there for around 3 years. And after working there, actually, I realized that I want to move towards academia again. But still, I want to work in industry. But my focus will be actually more towards academia.
Right.
So fortunate enough, I actually found a company which is incubated at IIT Delhi. The company name is Third iTech, and the professor itself is actually the CTO of that company. So my supervisor itself is actually a CTO of this company. So it's a spin-off from his research lab. So
Right.
he has his research lab over in IIT Delhi. So I got an opportunity, so I thought let's take it. And because I want to move towards academia, and the field that the group is actually working on is what I actually want to work in future. So that what interested me. So currently, I am actually working with the company, and I'm pursuing my masters. So it's my second year of masters, and since it's a sponsored master, so I have to actually take 3 years rather than 2 years.
Right.
So
Okay.
I have an extra year to actually complete it.
Yeah, I was looking at your LinkedIn profile and I was surprised that
Mhm.
your master's is actually from 2020 to 2023. So, but now
Yes.
you clarified how is this
Yeah, because
happening?
it's for sponsored candidates, it's one extra year you have to take in.
Right, right, okay.
Yeah, because we were actually given an opportunity to give 1 year whole for our academics and then 2 years for our research. So it's a master in science and research, so it's not typical MTech. So it focuses more credits on the research, similar to what we have in US, I guess.
Yeah.
In US also you have a master's of research and thesis, so it's similar to what they actually have in US. So my basic research area is actually focused on time of flight image sensors, which actually captures the depth information or the 3D imaging using optical sensing. So I work in image sensors group. So that's what my outline of work is.
Right, right.
Uh, if you
Very
want me
interesting.
to go into detail, I can actually share more.
No, it's fine. I would focus more on on your PhD position related queries.
Yes, yes.
Those would
So,
be, yeah.
yeah, so the first question actually begins with the fact that I'm still in my second year. Okay. So I have another year, 2023. And by the end of 2023, my master's will actually get over, right?
Right.
As you have seen in the LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But I'll be applying for 2024 in the year 2023 itself.
Right.
Okay. So my query is that shall I actually apply in the start of 2023 or the mid of 2023? And so how shall I actually proceed with my applications? Let's say if I have to proceed them directly to the professors, and if I have some applications coming down the line in the year 2023 for 2024.
Right. So I'll maybe break it down into some parts. So firstly, your question is what is the appropriate time frame in which you should start your applications?
Yeah, let's say
So
for
this,
2023. Yeah.
yeah. So since you are finishing in 2023, let's say December by the end of 2023,
Yeah.
and you have plenty of time basically. So and your field is also very interesting, and there's a lot of research going on in this field in all over Germany and Europe. So I would suggest that you should start your applications from the first quarter of next year. So let's say,
Okay.
so because there is a time frame when most of the applications start advertisements.
Mm-hmm.
So generally for the summer and winter semester, so your target is basically the summer semester of 2024. So for
Yes.
that you should start applying at least 1.5 semester in advance. So you should
Yeah.
be, if you start applications in somewhere in the first quarter, like after the first quarter of
Mm-hmm.
2023, that's after March. So
Mm-hmm.
then you have about 9 months for your whole applications. And generally, since you are involved into the field, you are
Mm-hmm.
currently working on the projects, you would
Mm-hmm.
have a very strong SOP or motivation letter to write
Okay.
on. You have a lot of content to put into it. That is also
Mm-hmm.
recent and you are actively in the field. So a
Yes.
candidate like you have very good chances of getting a position very early on, but you have to follow some particular strategies. So
Okay.
the ideal time frame is, I would say, since you mentioned that you are also finishing some project part in February or something.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what my research part itself, and
yeah,
that's part of the company also.
yeah. So then you have basically some more content to put into the motivation letter, basically. So I would
Mm-hmm.
suggest the ideal time frame for you would be from March or April. You start your applications,
Okay.
right? And then you're coming to the next part, is that the outline of your SOP or motivation letter. You mention what you're doing right now, in whatever project you're doing right now. Now I don't know much about your field, but basically what I would suggest is that there are two ways you can reach out to labs or professors. This was also one of your questions in your
Yes, yes, yes,
thing.
yes.
So I would cover both of these questions: the motivation letter, the layout of this SOP, and the reach out part, because they go one, like they're connected.
Yeah, okay.
So
Makes sense.
if you are, there are two ways basically. You directly email the professors. So for that you have to firstly gather some labs or professors, search on the Google internet, and find out which labs are working on your field, on the field in which you are interested in. So then make a list of it, like at least make a list of, don't make like 2-3 lists and start the applications. Make a list of at least 10-15 professors, and then write them emails. Before writing out emails and sending out emails, go to the professor web page, professor's lab page. There would be a lab page or a university web page, and see if there is already some open positions he's advertising for it or something like that. And for example, if the advertisement, generally if it's from starting from December next year or like winter semester, then obviously you cannot join in that position. But still, then you there are then two options further that branches. You either send by email or you go through the application portal. If there is a proper application portal where you have to upload your documents, that's the second option. But in the application portal, if the position starts before you finish your masters, then obviously you cannot join. So then you do not apply to those positions, but you keep them in the list, so that next year, for the next semester, you still have options to apply. But for example, in labs where there is no official advertisement of a position, just write an email to the professor and explain your situation in a cover letter. Like cover letter is basically what you write in the email, basically. You mention that you're finishing your, don't go into too much details. Don't go saying that I did my masters here, I'm very motivated. Don't go philosophical, because in philosophical angles nobody answers. They will completely ignore your email. Keep
rather than going for sympathy, don't go for the sympathetic aspects, just go for the facts.
Exactly, because I've seen students, they write in their motivation letter that something happened to me in childhood, then I got interested into science and so on. These things do not work. Mention facts, that my name is this, I'm currently doing this, I'll be finishing at this point, and after that I am interested to do PhD in your lab. That's it. Like cover these 4-5 points into sentences, and then is it possible to ask if there is some possibility of positions opening during this time frame. I would be happy to apply to those positions, something like this. Keep it very simple, short, one paragraph, because these professors would not have time to go through like whole bunch of huge. And in attachment, just send your CV. For further details, you can refer to my CV that I sent for your reference. Keep it very simple, few lines, 4 to 6 lines at most. Don't make like whole paragraphs and so on. Nobody is going to read. So this is one that you directly do applications through direct emails to the professors. Right. The second point is that you go through application portal. So there would be something like, if you are applying in June, July, sometime next year, then you would find some application portals who are advertising the positions for next year, 2024. This you will find for sure. I'll tell you the various portals that there are. So in these portals, they would generally ask you for like your most common documents, and then just it's pretty self-explanatory. Just read the steps and just apply in the documents. These are the two major steps. Coming to the SOP outline, this layout that you have. Now
Yeah.
this would
This,
completely depend on the target lab.
just give
Yeah.
me a second. When you mentioned regarding the CV, right? For the direct email, how many pages do European standards actually prefer?
Oof, okay, that's a good question. So I would say don't make it too long. Um,
If I have an experience of, let's say, 5 years, till then I'll have an experience of 6 years in the industry itself, and 3 years of a master's. So how much shall I actually put
so I
forward
would
in that?
say maybe put it to 2 to 4 pages max. Don't go
Okay,
beyond that.
that's
For
2 to 4.
example, see the thing is, if you are applying to someone who a professor whose lab is focusing on subjects A B C D, right? But
Hmm.
you have worked on C D E F G H fields.
Mm-hmm.
Do not
Mm-hmm.
mention E F G H. Put only C D, because this E F
Okay.
G H is useless for that professor. So this is
Okay.
called adaptive application. So in different labs, whatever
Mm-hmm.
experience that you have, there would be obviously some overlap with the work that is going on in the lab, or whatever
Mm-hmm.
work they are interested to do in future
Mm-hmm.
with you
Okay.
as a candidate.
Okay.
So
Okay.
only put that much information in your CV and also your SOP and motivation letter. Don't go
Okay.
on writing all 4 5 years of experience like 6 7 8 pages, because they
Mm-hmm.
are not interested on this and this, because they don't do all that stuff. So
Okay.
make it in alignment with the professor's profile.
Okay. So when I actually lay out my CV, so I can actually label that I have worked here from this month, so from this year to this year, but I don't have to give detailed about what I did over there. But I have to give the detail of the work which is actually correlated to their lab itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Only detail of the work I match which maps both of them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
if you did some project and you know I mean just as I explained you,
It's an X project I did.
yeah, I'm repeating again, but basically if you did X project that has nothing
Mm.
to do with professor's lab, then there is
Yeah.
no point in mentioning that project, because on that, based on that work experience, he would not be
Mm-hmm.
able to judge your capacity because he does not know what is that.
Okay.
So
Agree.
mention those projects, those work which is actually making some
Mm.
overlapping interest
Okay.
with the professor.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
In the direct email, do you have to actually also share statement of purpose or just the cover letter and CV?
So I mean, generally, I would just suggest go send them. I mean, in the cover letter, you would say cover letter is. I mean, it's not a separate document. It's your email, basically, what
Yes,
you are
yes, yes.
writing.
Email body itself.
Yeah, this email body. In that, you can mention briefly in a separate paragraph that I'm currently working in this and this project, and due to
Mm-hmm.
this, I also found that you are also working in the similar field. Therefore, I
Mm-hmm.
find it like a very good scope that I can be a good fit in your lab. Use these kind of statements.
Yeah.
And but in the
Okay.
attachment, you can send the CV and maybe your but you are in still you're pursuing. So in this, no, just I would say
Current
just send your
publications, I
CV.
won't have any current publications.
Yeah, just send your CV. I mean, if the
Okay.
professor would be interested in your profile, he would respond you back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the publications are actually not so important when it comes to applying. Let's say, considering my situation, I'll be done by 2023, but I don't have a publication yet before actually emailing them. So let's say even if I start emailing them by first quarter of next year, uh, I might or might not have the publications. So still, it's fine to actually
Yeah.
send them emails.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Because see, it's not like even if you have a publication, you send the
Mm-hmm.
application and you get selected. The purpose
Okay.
why I'm telling you to not wait for publication and start 6 7 9 months in advance is because
Mm-hmm.
first 5 6 applications you will be rejected. That happens with everyone. But from those
Yes.
5 6 applications or 10 applications that you get rejected, you will get some feedback from which you will
Okay.
be able to improvise your whole application. If
Okay.
even if you have publication and if you are
Mm-hmm.
not able to write it in a very
Presentable way.
scientific
Yeah.
and relative way, in your motivation letter or the SOP, you would not get selected basically.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying that you would gain some experience on
Okay.
how the applications are working, or who
Okay.
all are the professors and so on. That's why. Okay guys, before finishing the video, just I would like to say that subscribe to the channel. It really helps me and motivates me to keep making such videos. And give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and spread the word. Help out each other. See you. Bye bye.